my name is Gaudi Asri, and this is my video response to the application, to the video portion of the application for the marital and family therapy school program at SDSU. The first question is asking me what I am the most passionate about in becoming a marriage and family therapist. And as maybe cliche as it may sound, the thing I am the most passionate about is bringing healing to families and individuals, and really helping them create healing in broken relationships and broken bonds. And I think the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I've seen it play out in my own life, and I think there would have been such a huge difference if I didn't have a good therapist to walk me through some life circumstances and through how to heal some broken relationships. Both my parents were drug addicts growing up, and then I got adopted at the age of 16. The process started way earlier, but all of that was a very, very hard process for me. And as a teenager and in my early 20s, I had such an identity crisis, and I was so angry at my parents, at all of my parents, adopted and biological, and was making very poor decisions, and I was not confident at all academically or in life. And then I met my therapist, who just did such an amazing job at walking me through ways of healing. And she taught me that everything that I needed to be healed was in me. And I just remember going through that healing process and then being able to go through a healing process with my parents, which I thought was impossible. And I think that population that I'm the most interested in working with is the population that's just given up and that thinks that there's no solution and there's no way and there's no healing. What do you most want to learn in your choice of program is the second question, and it kind of relates. I think that the thing I would be most curious about learning is how to integrate, how to discern what models to use on different types of relationships and individuals. I know that there are a lot of models out there, a lot of practices, lots of techniques, but I think at a program like SDSU's with a team of people that is so community oriented and that wants to give back to society, there's a lot of like multicultural and other elements that come into it. And so to be able to discern which one to use with what family or with what individual, I think would be the biggest thing to learn, to just be so aware of all the tools and then learn exactly what to use and what would be most beneficial, the most helpful for a specific situation, specific person. What do you imagine at this time will be your contribution to working with others to provide them with helpful mental services? I think my contribution is just I'm bicultural, and I'm adopted. I've been in between two worlds a lot, which I think always makes me more empathetic and helps me understand the other worlds a lot better. And so being from Mexico and the US and having traveled a little bit and having friends that are just so different from one another has really broadened my ideas of humans and just why we do what we do and why we are the way we are. And I think it's made me a lot more understanding of it too. I both my homes were very religious homes, and so that's also had an impact on who I am. So it would be, I think my contribution to any workplace that I've been in my schools, and has always been just having that little twist of different, or that little knowledge of both sides, always going into things knowing that there are two sides to everything, and that humans are multidimensional and so fun and dynamic. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me in response to these three questions. I know there's a lot more and not so much time, but thank you so much for listening and paying attention.